Join me today as we explore a prehistoric village set on a mesa with cliffs along the edge adorned with rock art, where we'll try to find the red deer. This is a large prehistoric pueblo site, comprised of a main pueblo and several satellite structures with roughly 150 to 200 rooms. It has some rare architectural features, like a defensive perimeter wall, and is set on a mesa with portions of the site protected by natural cliffs. Below the rim of the mesa, on the cliff walls around the ruin, are numerous rock art panels, including petroglyphs, which are pecked into the rock, and some pictographs, which are painted onto the rock. We'll walk in on the access road, cross through the defensive wall, and approach the village. Heading around it, we will look at interesting features, see what's over the cliff edge, and then head down the cliffs to the petroglyph area, cruising along the entire length to try to find those elusive red deer. We head back up to the top and check out the perimeter wall coming from the cliff back to where we started.
Hello, I'm in Arizona, central Arizona, in the Tonto National Forest. We're walking down a dirt road deep in the desert that's probably drivable, but I didn't want to risk it. And we're in search of a Native American village from the prehistoric days. It's really, really big, relatively speaking. I think over 100 rooms probably. Plus it's got a retaining defensive wall that runs around the perimeter on 2 or 3 sides with a cliff face on the other. So it's pretty well secure and should also have some really amazing petroglyphs that I think are painted red, which is kind of a unique thing. Anyways, I can't wait to see what we're gonna find. Come on, guys. I just want to say hi. Actually, I'm pretty glad they're taking off. They've got pretty big horns, and I wouldn't want to see those up close.
The pueblos are part of the regional prehistoric culture of the Southwest. They are not exactly dated in the sources I found specifically for the red deer pictographs, but the pueblos themselves are likely constructed and inhabited during the Pueblo period, consistent with the regional pueblo construction around 1250 to 1450 current era. The site itself is one of the massed room block construction typical of pueblos in the area. The exposed portions of the walls are mostly collapsed, and there are no sign of the wooden timbers that would have once supported roofs.
The ruins of a pueblo. There's a room, there's a room. There's a big thick wall. There's another room, another room. Not huge, but pretty good sized structure.
This smaller unit likely housed less central functions or smaller family groups, or possibly storage or workshops. The details of their internal functions are not well documented in what I found.
Respect the history. As we approach, we come upon the long perimeter wall that wraps around this little village. Actually kind of a big village. Looks like a break right here we can get through without disturbing it. You can see it runs down there and takes a sharp right. And heads off this way as well for quite a ways. Ooh, boy, oh boy. I look down and what do I see? There's tons of pottery bits. There's a shard there. There's over here. There's small pieces kind of everywhere around me. Wow. Always good to look down when you're walking around an archaeological site. More and more pottery as I go. Some kind of stake, maybe some sort of a archaeological marker. Very extensive.
The main pueblo shows evidence of incremental expansion, new rooms being added over time, with walls bonded or just abutted. This tells us that the community was one that was growing over time. Most of these room blocks look to be somewhat built into the ground, as if they were partially underground and partially above ground. As I explore the site, I'm amazed at how vast it is. So much of this looks like piles of rocks just laying around. Wandering amongst the collapsed rock really makes you wonder what this place looked like originally when it was first built and being used by a thriving community.
So they have a wall on 2.5, 3 sides, and then this cliff on the other side. Very well fortified.
The pueblo blocks go right up to the cliff edge here, and you can see how well they were protected by it. These are the cliffs that down below will have petroglyph panels that we'll go explore later.
The creek that flows down there was the water source for this community, which is probably one of the large reasons this location was picked. Most ruin sites seem like they're built near a water source. I'm sure it was the first point of life back in those days. I've never been someplace where there's so many potsherds everywhere on this walk. So much pottery just everywhere. Wow. Yeah, look at this. Everywhere you look, there's bits of pottery. Ooh. Look at this one. That's awfully cool. Most of the pottery found in this area that was made here, oh, look at this, is very simple. But these two pieces seem to have a pattern on them. I wonder if they're from the same pot. Amazing. Cool.
As I walk along the base of the cliffs, I can only wonder at the meanings of all these images. Some of them seem to be obvious, but only to me with my modern perspective. Some of the images seem fairly obvious, like the animals that appear as sheep or deer. But some of the images, like this one, I have no idea what it is. So many of these symbols, we can only guess as to what they might be. It's a really fascinating exercise to try to put your thoughts into the mind of the person that might have made these so long ago, with a completely different way of looking at the world and understanding what they see around them. All the visual hints that might suggest to us what these images are could have completely different meanings to the original designers of this art.
What I've been looking for the most are these red deer, pictographs, which shouldn't really last that long because they're facing directly into the sun. And I think I have found them. I think these are actually petroglyphs with pictures then drawn on them. So I found 3 of these. Here's the first one. Beautiful. Most likely an elk, the way the antlers are.
The second and third red deer are a bit difficult to find, and you have to climb up some rocks to actually see them. I find it a real mystery as to why these are colored red and some of the other ones are not.
Wow.
So why these as opposed to all the others I've seen today? We'll probably never know, but it's awfully fun to think about and wonder of the significance of the red deer.
It's amazing, and I've never seen anything quite like this before. This gets the morning sun directly, and I wonder how it could last so very long. I wonder if it's somehow been touched up, or maybe, I don't know. Could the pigment have been applied later in some sort of rejuvenation ceremony? We'll never know.
I'm really glad I found those red deer. It was really neat to see them in person after reading so much about them. Now we'll head back up the cliff face to the mesa top and check out the perimeter wall, or what is left of it.
Wow, that was a pretty cool thing to see. I've never seen a village structure so large, and I've never seen painted pictographs like that were just so interesting. All the weird looking feet or elongated feet on the deer and elk and those guys, the sheep. Very interesting. Also, the first time I've ever seen so much pottery. There was pottery just everywhere. It was pretty darn amazing. Really amazing stuff. I'm glad I came out here today. It was a long drive on a bumpy road, but the walk was pretty short. I think I'm gonna end up being about 4 miles I've walked today. And extremely flat, kind of boring, but very peaceful and full of solitude, much of what the desert has to offer. Thanks for joining me. Hey guys, where are you going?